Four youngsters named Sai, Noi, Jerd and Tet are proven at the start of the film. They're four children who are going to the wooded area. They come to a halt inside the center of the wooded area at a residence. There became a famous information approximately the residence because it became enchanted via way of means of the soul. And it kills that individual who visits right here at night time. Hearing it, Jerd makes a laugh of it. Then those children play a recreation of conceal and seek. Then Sai and Noi conceal themselves inside the identical residence. Sai notices a container in that residence. Peeping internal it, she reveals nothing. However, we word a shadow of a head on Sai's backside. After many years, the identical Lady Sai is proven once more who has grown up. Sai is slumbering on his mattress at that time. Waking up she sees the blood-stained mattress. And she starts off evolve to easy it. Sai is dermatologist via way of means of profession. She is shifting to medical institution. Then she meets his love Jerd. Chasing her, he reaches in her medical institution. Jerd expresses his love and attempts to encourage her. He asks Sai to include him due to the fact there may be no person inside the medical institution at that time. Meanwhile, a woman reaches there together along with her wounded child. Sai treats him immediately. That woman informs Sai that her neighbor's hens had been victimized via way of means of Krasue. And that woman's husband tells Sai and Jerd that a few villagers had stuck the site of Krasue. Krasue is a ghost spirit which seems in nights and victimizes the nighttime wanderers and animals. That woman indicates them to shut their doorways plus home windows so one can defend from Krasue. Sai tells Jerd that she misses Noi as they leave. And Noi is the identical youngster who had visited in that residence with Sai at that night time. Sai tells that she even does now no longer recognize, where is he? What will he doing? When Sai is eating together along with her grandparents at night time, she involves recognize that her father goes to defend from Krasue tonight. Coming there, Sai's pal talks approximately Jerd and her marriage with him. But Sai ignores such conversation. When Sai is taking relaxation at night time, she desires of the wooded area residence and Krasue. Waking up inside the morning, she once more reveals the blood-stained mattress. And it became extra than ever earlier than. All home windows had been opened and Sai had wounded frame. Sai were given concerned wondering it. At the leaving time of medical institution, Sai asks Jerd to return back together along with her in that wooded area residence. They meet their adolescence pal Noi whilst they're shifting to that residence. There is likewise a crowd with Noi who are the hunters of Krasue who frighten the villagers telling Krasue's stories. They inform as Krasue first of all victimizes the hens. When the hens are come to end, then they continue to victimize the cows, buffaloes and goats. And after them, they hunt people to quench their hunger. The leader of Krasue hunters has introduced the pinnacle of useless Krasue with him. He informs villagers that the water is likewise spelled wherein Krasue spits. And any lady is converted into Krasue if she beverages it. And in case of boy, his entire frame is began to ache. This intense ache takes his life. Hearing his story, villagers permit him to live in village in horrible fear. And Sai arranges the entirety in medical institution for Noi's live. While Jerd and his pal offer Noi a few secondary desires as clothes. On the alternative side, Sai became feeling awkward. And she says to Jerd that she desires to cross alone. Saying it, she walks alone. Waking up inside the subsequent morning, she once more discovers the blood-stained mattress and additionally vomits blood. And Sai is aware of that a person has eaten the buffalo setting it end. It became obvious, everyone's suspicion became on Krasue. Then Noi tells Sai, Jerd has additionally emerged as the member of these hunters' organization. He explains to Jerd, they are wicked. Don't connect with them. But Jerd does now no longer fee Noi's words. And he says, I even have connected with this organization for the safety of the villagers. Jerd visits Sai earlier than going with the Krasue's hunters at night time. He asks her to close the doorways and home windows. Saying it, he leaves from there. Then Sai starts off evolved to experience awkward and intense ache. At first sight, Sai is converted into Krasue. Here a reality comes at the floor that Sai became truly Krasue. Her each nighttime dream became now no longer only a dream, however primarily based totally at the reality. The son of Sai's pal became disappeared on the identical even as. And she movements to the one's Krasue hunters. And then Krasue whose Sai is visible flying inside the air. And hunters begins off evolved firing on her. And then Jerd brings that lady's son lower back. Krasue Sai is found via way of means of Noi whilst she is returning lower back. Chasing her, Noi notices that she has entered inside the room of Sai. Peeping through window, he's left astonished understanding that Sai is in reality Krasue. He is afraid. When Sai reaches at health facility subsequent morning, she is saddened now no longer locating Noi there. Noi had recognized the truth of Sai as a end result he has galloped in worry. Sai is presently in want of assistance. Her fine pal, on the opposite hand, deserts her. Noi has surpassed out from worry even as taking walks right into a shrine. He asks from monk approximately Krasue. He says that this ghost is dwelling with people for a long term, however it's far harmless. And those ghosts aren't others, however people who use black magic to solid spells. And their fake manner of appeal have become them into ghost. As a end result ladies are converted into Krasue even as boys take the shape of crane. Noi tells him that my closest is Krasue. Monk replies on it, don't take any emotional decision. You need to determine via way of means of coronary heart. Noi brings many useless hens for Sai when she is converted into Krasue at night. Eating the one's hens, she does now no longer pass outside. Reaching at health facility subsequent morning, Sai reveals Noi there. She is thrilled seeing him. After that, Noi used to carry many hens for Sai each night. So she does now no longer sense want to head outside. Further, villagers are amazed due to the fact they've now no longer visible Krasue even after a month. Jerd remains with the one's hunters. While Noi is looking at treatment setting his efforts. Monk tells Noi approximately a plant named Krasue herb. Eating it, a Krasue starts off evolved to show right into a ordinary being. Sai is treating a toddler with inside the health facility. Coming there, Noi gives juice to Sai. Taking it, she places it aside. That toddler ladies takes the leftover juice of Sai. Taking her leftover juice, that toddler lady is likewise spelled. She has additionally become Krasue. Observing the transformation of toddler lady, her mother and father were given disenchanted. And they named the Krasue hunter. The leader of the Krasue hunters lures her of a useless lizard even as calling. When that toddler lady is entrapped, they positioned her into loss of life and take her coronary heart out. Ted asks from mother and father, when has she converted into Krasue? They say on it, she become Krasue whilst got here from health facility. Now Ted suspects Sai as she is Krasue. And she is the purpose of that toddler lady transformation into Krasue. Thinking on it, Sai may be very disenchanted as toddler lady has misplaced her lifestyles due to her. And she does now no longer need to grow to be the sufferer of those Krasue hunters like that toddler lady. And Noi stays with Sai even at this second and Sai requests him to head in woodland with her. The QA Sai used to dream of that residence each night. And Sai concept as the answer of this trouble exists there. Ted notices Noi and Sai going there due to the fact he had saved a watch on Sai. Sai and Noi attain beside that residence in that woodland. And Sai receives that Krasue herb. Eating that herb, Sai feels comfort. Both are thrilled due to the fact Sai can be launched from that spell ingesting this herb. And she can be covered from searching anything. Meanwhile Krasue hunters and Jerd additionally arrive there. When Jerd observes their closeness, he begins off evolved beating Noi dropping his temperament. On the opposite side, Sai escapes taking that herb. She is chased via way of means of all hunters. Sai reaches in that residence and is derived close to that field stepping in. A flash lower back is found out in her mind. As after they had been gambling cover and are seeking for of their childhood, Sai became enchanted via way of means of that Krasue whilst she had hidden herself here. She additionally receives the understanding of the disaster of Krasue. And Sai's recollections is revived there. All hunters step into the residence to give up Sai. Sai is outraged seeing them. And she has become Krasue. She assaults on them one at a time and finishes their members. Hearing the gunfires, Jerd enters the residence. He notices that Ted is sort of to shoot Sai. Jerd movements in advance to prevent Ted. But Ted assaults on Jerd getting angry. Jerd is wrongly wounded and loses his consciousness. A horrible typhoon is burst out due to the presence of Krasue. After a calmness, Noi takes Sai from there. Villagers come to recognize subsequent day that many Krasue hunter contributors had been killed. And they had been killed with the aid of using Krasue now no longer with the aid of using absolutely each person else. Villagers' bodies also are there amongst the ones useless people. Seeing them, villagers are outburst with anger. And then Ted reaches there taking wounded Jerd. Ted informs his dad and mom that Krasue is accountable of his circumstance. When they attain with inside the wooded area chasing Krasue, then Krasue had killed in their contributors. He additionally famous this truth right here as Sai is in truth Krasue. Hearing it, all villagers determine to kill Sai with inside the impolite tone. And they run from there in anger. Noi turns into obtrusive in their verbal exchange and runs to Sai, so that he can also additionally defend her telling the complete tale. Sai is feeling ache and additionally searches the one's herbs. Noi additionally feels the equal ache due to their closeness. At final, he is likewise enchanted. Sai's father forbids villagers and hunters of doing so. In return, they are saying that they may burn Sai's residence and additionally places her into demise. At the equal whilst, Sai's father calls Sai out of doors the residence. Eating that herb, Sai isn't always converted into Krasue so comes out of doors. Ted is left astonished seeing her ordinary state. He blames Sai for villagers' demise and of being Krasue. On the contrary, Sai blames Ted and his companions. She famous as that they'd abducted her final night time and attempted to incorrect with me. She says Jerd has stored me from their clutches. So Ted has to break out from there. Reaching in his residence, Jerd sees that Ted is hidden there. Ted assaults on him biting. After being bitten, Jerd is likewise spelled and converted into crane, as boys are converted into crane whilst women are Krasue after it. Ted himself turned into crane so he used to take the coronary heart out of everybody after killing. There is a tangled tale in the back of this happening. Crane is clearly a Satan whose spouse is Krasue. Once she has fallen in love with an individual. Krasue is escaping with the individual, however Crane places them into demise catching. He takes the coronary heart out of Krasue. So there may be burning hearthplace of revenge with inside the coronary heart of Crane from that day. Now Sai does now no longer remodel into Krasue due to the fact she maintains to devour that herb each night time. While Noi attempts to get its treatment, Jerd's circumstance turned into worsened. And his dad and mom are concerned seeing him. Ted burns all the ones Flora putting off the treatment of Sai's ordinary state. They handiest have herbs left, in order that they haven't any different option. Noi, too, is not able to discover its medication. Getting rid from such situation, Noi gives Sai to depart to Hong Kong with him. Sai movements to Jerd's residence, however she is saddened locating him in such circumstance. Jerd tells her that I recognize, you're Krasue. I knew it at that point while you forbade me to include you. And I even have visible you consuming buffalo. It turned into the reason in the back of becoming a member of the hunters group. Sothat he can also additionally defend Sai from villagers. Jerd insists Sai to live with him. When Noi is looking ahead to Sai after an entire coaching of breakout. Then Sai is likewise geared up to depart. Then Sai's father arrives there. He takes her on the area wherein villagers are present. He takes Sai there for her and villagers' protection and additionally stopping her from the label of Krasue. On the opposite side, Ted provokes Jerd pronouncing that Sai is escaping with Noi and deceiving you. He constantly provokes Jerd. He is outraged and transforms into Crane. Sai's ache is likewise started. The maximum elaborate issue turned into this, she had no any herb now. Suddenly, she is converted into Krasue in the front of everybody. Villagers are apprehensive and begin firing on her. Sai seems to take off with inside the course of the wooded area. While attacking, they determine to burn Sai's frame to take away Krasue. Further, Sai's father tries tough to prevent them of doing it. Meanwhile, Ted and Jerd who are fashioned into Crane additionally arrive there. Jerd catches Krasue. Noi reminds him the truth of Sai who's now Krasue. So he won't damage her. Then Ted assaults on Sai with the intention to complete her. Jerd fights with Ted for rescuing Sai. On the opposite side, villagers depart Sai's frame wounded badly whilst beating. There is an outstanding combat among Ted and Jerd. At final Ted takes Jerd's coronary heart out tearing him. Sai's father and Noi maintain away the villagers from Sai's frame. Monks arrive there as Ted is sort of to quit Sai. They place Ted into dying making him target. Monk asks Noi to attain on the financial institution of River with Sai's frame. He does similar to he reaches on the financial institution of River taking Sai's frame. Then Jerd's dad and mom and a few villagers pursue them. Reaching on the financial institution of River, Noi locations Sai's frame with inside the boat. At the equal time, he is likewise announcing to Sai that the whole thing could be alright. We will result in Bangkok wherein you may be recovered after treatment. Sai's frame turned into critically injured, as seen, making it tough for her soul to go into her frame. Seeing the passionate love and religion of Noi, Krasue, that's definitely a ghost spirit, begins off evolved dropping tears. It cuts the anchor rope of boat in order that they'll attain in Bangkok. On the opposite side, Noi is constantly crying due to the fact it smiles the time of separation of both. Meanwhile, Jerd's father fires a bullet at Sai. Noi, Sai's super beloved, witnesses Sai's dying earlier than his eyes and loses her forever. The movie concludes with an sad ending. Inhuman Kiss was released in March 2019. This film is directed by Sitisiri Mongkolsiri. This movie get Thailand National Film Association Award for Best Art Direction. Inhuman Kiss gets 6.4 out of 10 rating on IMDb by viewers. The main cast of the movie are Fantira Pipatiakam as Sai, Sapalasawa Mongkong as Jerd, Obnithi Wawadanawarang as Noi and Shurasak Wongtai as Tad.